this dude here, I met him a while back. I think last summer or something like that. And first of all, he could hoop. You know, he got game, and I feel like, I love the way he talk trash. I love his energy, and I heard about him before, but I just never knew him. And so we got the hoop and got talking. I'm like, man, this dude is a good guy on and off the court. I love, how he's a family man. Always see his kid with him, his family with him, and I'm like, man, this dude here represent what I'm trying to do, what I'm trying to present. He's a skill development coach. He's the co-founder of 1Family. Darryl Hardin, man, appreciate you coming on and joining us today, man.
No problem. No problem.
First off, man, how'd you get into your basketball life to correlate to what you're doing now? What was the transition?
I think when I was younger and I was growing up and I was back when I was in high school, man, you taught yourself things, and so
Mm-hmm.
when I was playing back at St. Pete High, my high school coach always said to me, man, like you got a great IQ, like you gonna coach one day, and at that time, you're not really trying to hear that. You're just trying to be the best basketball player you can be, and
Mm-hmm.
so I think for me, it just a few years went by after him making those comments to me, and he's a guy that I always respected. He always looked out for us and took care of us, and we can come to him about anything. And I always admired that about him, and I felt me and him shared some of those similar qualities. So um, when I was younger, I would watch college basketball all day long. I never dreamed about playing in the NBA. I always dreamed about playing college basketball. And so I would watch stuff and just pick it up. I would go watch it on TV, and this is before DVR, so I would see it and it'd be stuck in my mind, and then I'll go right outside to my hoop in the backyard and work on the move 100 times myself,
Mm-hmm.
and then to my game. A guy that me and one of my high school teammates, Ricky Pena, we were doing step backs before people
Mm-hmm.
was
Calling
even
it.
saying step back.
Mm.
And so I saw a guy do it, and next thing you know, me and him just went and spent days on it and added it to our games in high school. So
That's your bread and
it's
butter
just one
too.
of those things. Yeah, yeah, that's my go-to.
I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's my go-to, man. It's just, and I think just early on that recognition on how to break down the move and teach myself is something that always stay with me, and um, has led me to what I'm doing now. Just helping the youth and helping guys get better at their craft, helping them see the game a different way, and adding layers to their game.
Okay. Yeah, cause I was talking. I remember Lee. Shout out to Lee, man. I was talking to Lee, and
Yeah,
he was like, "Well, he used to jump out the gym," and I was like, "If he
yeah,
was like that back then, and he like this now, I don't know. That's a different story right there. That boy was an
yeah.
animal out
Lee,
there."
Lee, my brother, man. Lee's actually the reason I'm coaching basketball right now. He jumped out there before I did. This is when I was just going to Florida State as a student at this time, and I met Lee, and he was coaching a sixth grade AAU team,
Mm.
and he asked me to come check out the practices and stuff like that. And I went to an event, didn't even help him coach, just watched it. His team won on a buzzer beater,
Mm.
and I was just like, dang, that's a dope feeling. Like it's
Mm.
crazy watching little sixth graders run around after hitting the game winner. The next weekend, the tournament was in my hometown in St. Pete. So he's like, bro, you should come with me, help me out. You get to be home. So I came with him, helped him coach, and fell in love with it. And me and him started our own, program one, which was Showtime Hoops at the time, but 1Family now. So that's my guy. We've been through it all with this basketball thing.
Mm. Yeah. What? First off, like, how did y'all even, think of the idea? Okay, we going, because I mean that's a big responsibility.
Hmm.
People don't understand that
Hmm.
the lives you got in your hand, manage your
Yeah,
egos, manage your families. What do y'all say? Okay,
yeah.
we gonna take this step and make this official, and make this, bigger than ourselves.
So I think when we initially did it, we were just kids, just trying to give back. Somebody helped me. I'm adopted, so somebody helped me
Mm.
growing up. So I always told myself I was going to get back some way, some form, and Lee felt the same way. And so, we were similar in that mindset when we started. But when we started, it wasn't our program. We were under a program in Tallahassee. I don't really want to speak on
Mm.
it, but we were
So,
under it. And me and Lee just finished, high school, and I just finished playing a year of college. Like, I knew what AAU is supposed to look like. And
mm,
so what we were doing didn't match, what
go
we
ahead.
thought should be going on.
Mm,
And so just the level of it, the attention to detail, the sense of like pride and AAU, man, it's just you and your guys, you on the road and y'all battling it out. And so, we were younger guys at the time and um we were always in the gym. So we just decided to, you know, kind of do it on our own because we would be free to do it the way we wanted to do it
mm,
and not have to answer to anyone. And so when we did that, some of the parents were already comfortable with us as people.
mm.
Um, and so because they were comfortable with us and they just knew how passionate we were about it, they got behind it. And so we started with an eighth grade group in Tallahassee, and we built on every year after that.
Florida State grad.
Yeah, man.
That's big time. Yeah, my aunt actually went out there. She ran track out there. She still live up there. Met my uncle because I know about
Okay.
Lincoln High and FAMU
Yeah.
High and all that up
Yeah.
there.
Lincoln, Gobby, Rickard,
Yeah,
all that.
that's the funny thing about Florida, man. People live in North Florida, Central Florida, South Florida.
hmm
Totally different worlds. Like
Oh, complete,
the culture
complete,
is the lingo, the
completely,
slang,
man.
everything.
Completely.
It's funny how people be like, "Oh, you from Florida or you from Atlanta?" Like, no, Miami, no, it's two different,
Yeah.
whole different worlds,
I
man.
I tell people that all the time. Like Miami is its own place, man. Like
Mm,
it's in Florida, but it's its own way of life. And like you said, North Florida is just a different way of living.
mm.
And Central Florida, is just right in the middle. You get a little bit of both, but Florida's a great place to live.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. So y'all growing one family. You know, y'all got
hmm
big time prospects: Nazir Little, Ronaldo
hmm
Sugu, Isaiah Turner, Bretton
hmm
Matumbo. You get notoriety. You got a lot of people that want to come join now. So
Right.
you as a, in this business, in this field, how are you picking kids? How are you managing ego? How are you saying, okay, we're gonna put this group together
hmm
to be successful? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I think for us, the most important thing, and I think we do it a little different than other teams, and there's other great programs outside of us in Florida, but we really try to make it a family environment, and so we start with a group of eighth graders, and
mm,
we have every intentions of keeping that group of eighth graders
mm,
and their families together,
that's real.
and we just tell them, hey man, at the end of the summer you come back better than you left, and you have a spot on the team. We do not. There's no other requirement. Obviously, we want guys to get good grades because it's easier for them to get recruited, and we stay on them about that. But the number one requirement is you just come back better than you left. And I think we target families. We don't just.
Mm,
You can be talented, um, and not be pursued by us. Like there's been really talented players that we didn't even bother for different reasons. But I think with us, we're all confident in our ability to develop players.
mm,
So if we see something we like in a kid, like basketball wise, we feel like we can hone that and make them a better player. So we're really recruiting, mom and dad more than we're recruiting the kid because if you have good parents, they're going to allow you to coach their kids and they're going to allow you to get on them when they need to be get on and they're going to allow you to push them when they need to be pushed. And so that's the key for us is just finding good moms and dads to keep our thing going.
that's real. Yeah, that's the tough part about it. Okay. So for players looking at this, high school kids, they gonna be like, man, I'm league or I'm D1 or
hmm
how you manage talent. What do you look for when you see a kid like, oh, he here or he can go here? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
What's that
right.
eye? What's that?
Um, I'm looking at just how they carry themselves. Like you get kids, and me and Lee talk about it all the time. You get a lot of false confidence.
Mm,
You can tell when a guy really believes in what he's doing. You see a shooter, man. Sometimes they shoot the ball like it's a crazy shot.
Mm.
But they really in their mind thought they could make that shot, and you can tell dudes that are like that, and you can tell guys that talk a big game get on the court, and they get missing for 10 minutes. I think for us, for me personally, and me and Lee differ on this. We've been going back and forth. Lee likes a tough, gritty guard. I like a long, lanky
Mm.
guy that I can just continue to add, layers onto his game. Like the prototype shooting guard in the NBA, 6'6", 6'7",
Mm.
you know, 6'9" to 6'10" wingspan,
Mm.
certain type of athletic ability, but can handle the ball, shoot the ball, and pass the ball. I think, any guy that's working eighth, ninth, 10th grade, like those, I think those are the most important years. You could take an eighth grader that nobody likes, but if he's working harder than everybody else, he's gonna grow more.
Mm.
And
Mm.
we can all tell a guy that's you can see a sophomore or junior and be like, man, that's a pro.
Mm.
Like everyone has that eye, but I think we look past that. Like when Nas was eighth grade, ninth grade, kid was super athletic,
Mm.
but nobody was beating down his door about, hey man, come play with us until after he played a summer with us and everybody saw, how we were using him, what he was doing, and then each year he growed, and now he's playing for the Portland Trailblazers, and so it's just stuff like that. Like we actually challenge our guys. We have this thing like we don't do it on purpose, but we push them so hard, and like Tyree Crump was the first big time name for us.
Mm.
He went to Georgia. He was top 50 in the country. Never played on a shoe circuit team. We were independent,
Mm.
and so he went every time we played a shoe team. He went crazy. Like he gave Southern Stampede 49 in a game, and Georgia offered him right after. And so for him, it was him and his mom, and his mom's a great lady. But we pushed him and pushed him and pushed him to the brink until one day he broke down and he started crying. He's like, "Man, I really love this." And
Mm.
anytime a kid do that for us, we rock it with him and we stand behind him. And so, Tyree's been like that. Nas has done that. Nas has had his moment of that. Rondo had his moment of where he just had that realization that, hey man, no matter what, I'm playing with One Family or Showtime.
Mm.
Who's like, I'm rocking. Like
Yeah.
y'all ain't got to worry about somebody in my DMs trying to get me to go to another program. We find loyal guys, like kids that are just built that way,
Mm.
but they know we're loyal to them too. So it's a two-way street. Like they know we're not looking for the next best thing. They know we 100% behind them, and so um, I think that's the thing that's unique with us.
That's real. What's the you naming these guys? Nazir Little, he's obviously in the league. Rondo about to do his thing whenever that boy
Mhm.
that boy on go 24/7 look like it. But what's that
Right,
what's that
right.
trait what's that trait you see when it's levels and I've been around the world
Right.
playing it's levels and that level is like
Chris,
what certain traits you see in those type of people like that
you
that's
just see a commitment to work ethic.
mm,
Like Nas is like addicted to getting better. Like from the time he was 14, he was in Jacksonville, I was in Tallahassee. I would go train him and just leave him with stuff to do for 2 weeks.
mm,
And he would come back and you could just see him getting better. Like he just went and did it on his own. Actually, him and his mom's in the gym. And they're working on some of the stuff that we talked about. And he's adding to his game. And Rondo's that same way. Like Rondo loves basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't like a lot of people say they love it, but this kid really, truly loves the game. Like he's always playing.
mm,
He'll go find a pickup game outside, indoor, on dirt,
mm,
on
mm.
grass. Like he gonna play. So I think it's that commitment to like wanting to get better that we're really searching for. Like that's the main thing we're trying to get.
What's that feeling like because I know Nazir he got drafted seeing him come from that eighth grade him and then
Right.
you just like, hey, I'm just trying to get him the best he could be, trying to get him the best he could be, and then he get
Right.
that name called.
Right.
What is that? Like everybody don't get that, so you got to give the people like, what is
Yeah.
that feeling like, man?
Man, that was so rewarding and so dope because me and him we've been through it. Like I've seen the early mornings. Me and him moved to Orlando together. And so, just so he can get in the gym and work harder. His parents are amazing people in terms of they let a 15-year-old kid come to them with hey, this is my goal. This is what I want to do, and this is how I think I can get there. And waking up at 5 a.m. every morning to work out on the court, and then 6 a.m. to go lift, and then be at school by 8:25. You know what I'm saying? So like, he was just it was just cool. Like I didn't cry, but I felt like just those life rewards, man. Like I just like it was dope because I was at the table, and so we're sitting there, and his name's called Nasir Little, and he goes up and shake the commissioner's hand like you can't beat that. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't, and it's so funny because me and Nas never talked about the NBA. Like the goal, like the target was the NBA, in both our minds, but we never sat down and said, "Hey, this is what you got to do." And I never called him an NBA player to after we left Italy, and he destroyed, guys that everyone was saying was NBA guys. And that was the first time for him to hear me call him a pro. Everything was always about, man, we're just trying to be the best player you can be. And so we were locked in on that, and that propelled him to be where he's at, and to he's one of the first rookies to play at Portland. Like they don't play rookies much. They played Dame right away, but CJ McCollum, they didn't play CJ McCollum, who's their second guy. So he's actually getting minutes as a rookie. And their situation is a little different with all the injuries, but every minute he gets on that court is a blessing because Nas is the type of kid that's the way his brain works. If he gets comfortable, everybody else is in trouble.
I like that. So for kids looking at it and they trying to go high school, college, hopefully pro. What's some of the things you see the big difference when you go from one level to the next, to the higher stage, to the big stage?
Crisp. Like you got to, like you played, man. You got to be crisp.
Mm,
Like high school, it's easy to get away with some things. If you just bigger, stronger, faster, you're gonna find a way to score points.
mm,
In college, the court, like they're locked in on team defense. Like you beat your guy, help is there. You beat the help, it's some more help. You know what I'm saying? So like you just got to. I think is angle and spaces, right? Like you got to be now the stuff that you did in high school where you had a lot of space in terms of you can just go by somebody and beat them, and then you didn't have to worry about somebody help side.
mm,
Like you rip and go to dunk in college, a
mm,
dude taking a charge, and he
mm.
has no issue with taking that charge because he know that's gonna keep him on the court. Dudes don't take charges in high school because they don't want to be on the camera,
Right.
and so I think when you get to the NBA, the spacing opens up, but you just got to be quick and you got to be decisive. Like it's all decision making.
Mm,
And so, I tell all my younger players, like, when you're in that half court, if you can't score in three dribbles, you're in trouble
mm.
because they see a lot of guys. We're in that highlight generation where guys see highlights. So you see that one play where guys in short clock and he got to create something, and they thinking that's the whole game, not understanding that, man, 90% of that game is catch and shoot, catch and finish, and so it's just that I think you got to be more technical and you got to be more fundamentally sound. It's weird, like and you've seen as you walk in the gym, you watch a high school workout, guys are bouncing the ball 300 times, step back, step back. You watch a pro workout, this dude and shot the ball, 5 times in 30 seconds.
Right.
Just real reps. Like,
Right.
yo, this is the only time I'm gonna get with this ball, so I got to get it up. And so I think you build more when you're younger, but then you got to become more technically sound with your fundamentals the higher the level gets.
Okay. I like that. That's good. So next, man, what's the so y'all have y'all program, and
Hmm.
it's so much talent. You know what I mean? Like you said, you start from eighth grade, y'all try to keep them together, but it's just so much
Hmm.
talent. How do you just say like, oh, we go wait on this, or we gonna want you to come? I don't know about this.
Right.
Like the decision making in that,
Right.
how do you manage it?
I think it goes,
We hope you enjoyed the first part of this interview. We got so much content for the people, for you guys to elevate, for you guys to get better, for you guys to get to that contract season. Um, but first step, we need you to sign up, get an account with the company, get an account so you be part of the family. You know what I mean? A lot of perks. You get discounts on designs we got coming out, on giveaways. You know what I mean? You get the first dibs, you get a chance to come to certain events we have. It's just you separate yourself, in the elite mindset. You go be around individuals that's trying to get to the same thing you're trying to get to, and whatever that is, that goal, that dream, you just want better, and that's what we all want here at Contract Season. So at the end of the day, um, we building, and we want you to be a part of it. So create that account. You can watch part 2 of this interview. You can watch part 2 of all the other interviews, and then exclusive content we have further down the road. So y'all be good, man. Hope everybody's well and get to your contract season.
You are now watching the contract season movement.